Beautiful.
Yeah. It's amazing.
Yeah. Who drew this? Who's? Oh, very good. Coming up here. That looks great. Congratulations. Thank you.
Give me your phone.
And you have
Oh,
your
we have
yeah.
Frank. Frank.
Absolutely.
Give him the mic. I turned this one off.
Well, good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
You all pumped up?
Yeah.
Like to hear that. I just wanted to tell you that I'm very excited to have all of you here. It is the founding members. I mean, think about that. I mean, you're the ones that were right there out of the gate. The pump. The pump.
Yeah.
Now, you know where this word, the pump, comes from? One funny feedback here.
I eventually got used to it. I never got it.
No, but I mean, the reason why we called the documentary Pumping Iron, because that was a term that was used in prison in California. Folsom Prison. So there's two prisons, San Quentin and Folsom, that has the people that are death row. They're the hardest, hardcore criminals. People really don't want to meet or deal with. But anyway, in the 30s, they started getting weights. Dumbbells, very primitive dumbbells. And they started calling it pumping iron. And later on, Frank Colombo and myself went into those prisons and trained the inmates. And the reason why we got into that was because we had a friend that went to prison. He was part of some crazy ring and got into trouble. Really good guy, but the trouble was for a few years in prison, and so we helped him get weights in that prison. And this is the prison that you actually saw in Pumping Iron. And so we provided them with weights, and we saw the great success that weight training has in prisons. And how they let off some steam, there's less violence in the prison because of it. And the guys that come out of prison have now learned the sport. And when they got out, they immediately could connect by going to the bodybuilding gym and meet people and start connecting and getting a job and all that stuff. So it really helped them all the way around. And so we were kind of, Frank and I were going from prison to prison to prison. All the prisons in California we visited and trained people, including the Tascatera, which was for criminally insane. And we had a really great time doing it. That felt really productive and being useful. So that's what the book is all about, being useful. What can I do to help other people instead of just helping myself? Because that's what the world is all about, right? How do we help other people? How do we make this a better community, a positive community, and all that stuff? And so anyways, I just wanted to let you know where this word pump comes from, and pumping iron comes from. And so this is why we got this idea, because not only does it refer to the pump with the weights, but also I want to pump you up.
Yeah.
need someone to pump me up. I remember when I was 15 years old, and I went into the theater and saw the Hercules movies. I mean, it was unbelievable. When I walked out of there, I was all psyched up. I had to go to the gym. I had to work out. That's why I joined the weightlifting club in Austria. There was no bodybuilding club in the same sense. There was a weightlifting club, and it did some bodybuilding. So I started weightlifting. But it was because I saw Reg Park at the big screen with all his muscles. I said, how could this be humanly possible to have muscles like that? And then I found this magazine that had him on the cover, a bodybuilding magazine. That talked about here's how Mr. Universe became Hercules. So I bought the magazine, read it from the front cover to the back. And it again pumped me up. And this is when I started training like Reg Park. His training was in there, and it explained everything. And I said to myself, this is unbelievable. I mean, I'm getting help. This guy doesn't even know me, and he's pumping me up. Then eventually, of course, I met him at the age of 19 in London. And then he gave me some inside secrets about competition, about posing, about training. And then the following year, I won the Mr. Universe contest and became the youngest Mr. Universe ever. But it was him, Reg Park, that pumped me up. So right away you get the idea, okay, if he pumps me up, then I have now, having won Mr. Universe, I have to go around the world and hold seminars, how to train, how to pump your biceps, how to train your thighs, how to combine powerlifting with bodybuilding and weightlifting, and how to compete, or how to just use these ideas of training for your general life, for your everyday life, because everything is pretty much the same. Because we learn all of our lessons from sports. So that was the idea. This is why we started now the pump, right? To pump all of you up. And so now it's so nice to have you all here today to see all of the faces of the people that were part of it right from the beginning. So this is really great. I mean, I am so ecstatic about this that you can come to the Arnold Classic. The reason why I wanted you to come here is because I'm really proud of this event. I mean, think about it. That here in Columbus, Ohio, I won the Mr. World competition in 1970. 1970. And I promised myself then that one day I'm going to promote bodybuilding and fitness right here in Columbus, Ohio. That's why we've been coming back. We started in 1976. And since then we've been coming back, and it became the biggest sports and fitness festival, the biggest bodybuilding competition. So this is the place where people sit and watch bodybuilding champions posing, and having their pose off. And then they get inspired. So that's the idea. So I wanted you to see that this festival here, where we have like 30 different sports, not just bodybuilding, but we have powerlifting, we have the world's strongest man competition, we have the world's strongest firefighters competition, we have the women competition, the bikini competition, the shape competition, and the natural competition, the this competition. I mean, it goes on, and we have cheerleading competitions, dancing competitions, archery competitions, gymnastics, everything you can think of. And in the middle of all of that, we have all of those different companies at the top in the world that sell food supplements, equipment, clothing, and all of this stuff. they're all displaying their stuff here. They're the sponsors. So it's a great thing. I mean, so but we're father number one, and that we're really proud of that. And I wanted you to be part of that. So that is the bottom line. So it's really great to have you here. And if you have questions that me is Arnold, make sure that you answer some questions. Because if there are any specific questions, let's get into that. So there's a question right here in front. Okay, go ahead.
So there have been a lot of stories that you're kind of a prankster on the movie set.
There have been a lot of stories that you're a prankster on the movie sets. What's the best prank you've ever told?
We have pulled a lot of tricks on each other. This is not a one-way street. There was a scene in one of the movies, Collateral Damage. No, it was not Collateral Damage. The one with Dino Del Reyes' movie. What was the name of that? Raw Deal. Way back in the 80s. And we all were lighting up a cigar. There was a scene. Except one of the gentlemen had an explosive.
Oh gosh.
A little explosive, nothing major. Just rip off your face or something like that. None of that. But I mean, explosive that made, when it exploded eventually, so we smoked the cigar for around a minute. Because it was set around a half an inch inside the front. We pushed it in there. And then when it got hot in the area, and then it exploded. And his face was black. So this is just one of the things that we do. But I mean, those kind of pranks were done all the time. I remember that when I brought my wife to the set of Predator, she went to take a shower, and the entire bathtub was full with frogs. We went to jungle in Mexico doing Predator, right? So this is just like, the next day there was a snake in there and stuff like that. So there's anything that they could do to make my honeymoon, because she came down right after we got married. We went on a honeymoon for 4 days, and then afterwards had to continue filming Predator, because we were in the middle of filming Predator. So they made sure that my rest of the honeymoon is miserable.